Hello everyone, this is Aman Upadhyay from Costumes 360 and I hope you are safe while watching this with me. Today we are here to discuss one of the most interesting yet important topic, that is career planning tips for class 12 students and their parents in the wake of COVID-19 crisis. To discuss this, we have with us Ms. Swati Chawla, Assistant Professor, Management Education Research Institute. She is an experienced management professional with a demonstrated history of working in education sector. She is a mathematics graduate and did her postgraduate diploma in the year 2007. She is currently pursuing her PhD from Amity University, Noida. Her past employers include Career Launchers, Jagan Institute of Management Studies, and she is skilled in trend analysis, digital marketing, business communication, career counseling, PDP sessions, and public speaking. Let's welcome her.
Thank you, Aman, for the wonderful introduction. I would like to congratulate all the organizers for taking efforts for the students and selecting such an appropriate topic for the presentation today. And I would like to tell all my audience, all the students and parents, by the end of this presentation, I believe that most of the questions would be solved. So today we'll be talking about career planning and why career planning is important. We attend many sessions like these. We address many sessions like these. I always have one question with all these students. When you actually started your career planning? I mean, most of the students are not able to answer this. I would want to answer your question. You start your career planning when you enter your class 11th. At the point when you were doing your class 10th after the board results, you select your stream. That stream which you selected in your 10th class, it stays forever, or probably you have to keep it with you forever. Then only you can do justice with your career planning. Switching from arts to commerce, or to probably commerce to arts, or science to commerce, sometimes can create havoc in career planning, but majority of the students do. A recent study also says that 37% of students are not satisfied with the streams they opted, and around 86% of students they selected their stream in 11th without doing any survey on the employment opportunities or doing any research on the employment opportunities. So it's important to do research about your uh, skills. First you need to know yourself, then you need to understand what are the courses available as per your interest areas, and then thirdly, what are the employment opportunities linked to those courses, because ultimately you have to become employable in the job market. You have to be employed by the employers. If you're not carrying those necessary skills, definitely employers would not prefer hiring you. And when we consider this time when we cannot talk about conventional courses, and there are so many industries like hospitality, aviation, and there are a number of industries which have been harshly hit because of COVID. So we cannot think of opting conventional courses. So we need to upskill, we need to multi-skill, we need to think different so that we become employable for the industry. So we'll quickly run through a small presentation for today.
Okay, so before we start, don't forget to check out Costumes 360 and Speak Out Solutions. The link of the websites are in description.
And also one more thing, I would like all the students and parents to keep their pen and paper ready so that they can take some quick notes about the presentation. So yes, till the time you reach your career goal can be anything. You have to ask this question from yourself. Where do you see yourself after 10 years? If you don't have this answer right now, you can never have this answer throughout the career planning. So the day you plan your career, the day you opt your stream, you should be ready to answer your question, where you see yourself after 10 years. You want to become a CEO, you want to become a manager, you want to join civil services, or you want to join hospitality industry, or you want to become a doctor. You need to be very clear with your goals. So what questions you need to ask yourself? Where are you right now? You have to decide, and amid COVID, you have to decide what you want to do. There are a number of students at this point of time who want to move abroad, or probably opt for a course in a different state or a country. Right now the situations are very critical, so I mean everything is uncertain from next for next 2-3 months, and we cannot anticipate or we cannot say that things will become normal. So we need to plan everything right now. Where you want to go, where you want to do your course, whether you want to opt for a job or a career. Now, this is a very interesting question which comes between career planning. What is a job and what is a career? Career is actually is your passion. I mean, you have some interest, you have some skills, and you put those skills in use, and ultimately you enter into a profession which you actually wanted to. Let us take example of Virat Kohli. His passion was cricket, so he entered into cricket. Let us talk about Lata Mangeshkar, the great Lata Mangeshkar. These are some conventional examples. She went into music industry and she excelled over there. So career is something which will give you long term achievements. Job is something you are fulfilling your short term achievements just to earn some money, but objective should be to learn and to excel in a particular area. What do you like to do? Definitely, your sometimes your parents says whatever you like cannot become your career, but at this point of time people are stuck at home and they're identifying number of skills within them. So utilize this time, understand your skills, know yourself. I mean, COVID has given you time to relax, sit down, and plan everything. What are your strengths? You need to know. Along with strengths, you also need to know your weaknesses. What can be obstacles in your career? So you have to identify those obstacles. If you are able to overcome your weaknesses, then only you can build your strengths. And what is important to you? Firstly, you have to understand. You want to keep on learning throughout the phase. You want to just stick to a particular job, or you want to keep on improving at every level. So if you want to keep on improving at every level, you will select a course which gives you continuous learning and continuous enhancement. So understanding the process of career planning, firstly, know yourself. We call this phase as introspection. When we understand ourselves, we learn about ourselves, we know our values, we know our interests, we know our strengths, we know about our skills, we know about our personality. Majority of people are not able to understand their personality. It is a very young age to understand. So it's important to take up various online tests or various personality tests to understand yourself. What profession can be as per your personality? And secondly, identifying your skills. There are a number of people who have excellent aesthetic skills. Their aesthetic sense is so good that they can excel in arts, they can excel in fashion, they can excel in interior design. It is just they need to identify what they like to do and what they are good at. Firstly, you introspect yourself, you introspect your skills, and finally you move on to the career options which match your interests, which match your skills. So when you research career options, what do you check actually? You check the courses. My dear students, what you do, you check a course, probably you don't check course contents. Every student, they actually tend to select a course without checking a course contents, which is a serious problem in Indian students specifically, where if I address reading on the course contents, understanding the course contents, what are they offering you? You are spending your 3 years or 4 years. So, I mean, this time will never come back. You're not only investing your money or your parents' money, you're also investing your time and energy and probably your desire also. Whenever you join a course, you join with a goal, you join with an ambition. So you don't have to manipulate anything. You have to do justice to whatever course you have selected. So take full use of the time. This current situation is a very good time. Please list down, make a checklist which courses you want to do, which universities or which colleges are offering those courses. And if they're offering you the courses as per your interest areas, you need to make a checklist of the course contents also. What are you going to study for next 3 years? And secondly, what more important is, who is teaching you for next 3 years? So you need to know everything about the college, everything about the university, everything about the placement records, and everything about the rankings of the college to understand that what career option if you want to go into, is it offering you something good? If you're opting for a career option and after 5 years or 4 years, this skill becomes obsolete, there is no point choosing this career. Then finally, set up your goals. I am very surprised that till now, probably you don't have thought of your goals. I am sure when I am asking you this question, what are your goals? Something must be running in your head and you must be thinking, I have not decided on my goal. My dear students, plan your goal initially, make your goals initially. You cannot keep on having your goals while you are studying. So, I mean, you'll mess up between your career planning process. If you want to achieve something concrete, make your goal, run on your goals, and achieve your goals. So ask these questions from yourself before joining any course where you see yourself after 5 years or 10 years if you do this course. Secondly, if you opt for any course, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a fashion designer, you want to join journalism or mass media or digital marketing or IT sector, where do you want to work? What is your ambition? What goals you have right now, what you want to achieve in next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Please break the number of years, the coming years. If you are able to break the number of coming years, you will be able to achieve short term goals, and short number of short term goals achieved will make you to reach your long term goal, which is a successful career. Then you have to identify what specific training you need. You need to have specific skills. Nobody is going to recruit you so quickly. Finally, what qualifications you need. You need to access the information regarding the qualifications required for a particular area of expertise. And this will give you answers to your right career option. So why career planning is important now? I mean, we always say do something new, do something out of the box. But what is that out of the box? Out of the box doesn't mean that you end up choosing any profession which you don't like or you're not thinking of. You need to match your interest, you need to match your interest, capabilities, aptitude, and then finally you need to choose your profession. Secondly, please look up for the employment opportunities. If the employment opportunities are not there in the sector which you are opting for, it would be a great problem after 5 years. Choosing a course that imparts industry ready skills. There should not be any employment gap. Deloitte study says that there is a lot of unemployment in the industry, and this is because of the employability gap which is created between the student and the industry. There are a number of students which are passing out from engineering colleges, management colleges, from number of universities, but they fall short of skills which is required by the industry. So to make them industry ready, they have to spend a lot of money to train them. And trust me, students, right now, the companies will not have time. From next 2-3 years, the situations are going to change. You need to plan your career excellently. Lastly, very important, let us not forget the role of integration of ICT with education. Before this time, we were not prepared to take up classes online. We were not prepared to accept this change. Now you have to accept this change and you have to brace this change. So equip yourself. Don't forget these methods. I mean, these methods are continue to stay. It's said that the virus, there will never be an old schedule. You have to be accustomed to the new schedule. You have to find new ways of living in this era of COVID. So you have to equip yourself, understand all the digital tools, understand the concept of remote studying, understand the concept of remote working. So when we talk about remote studying, it is your willpower, your motivation, how you want to access the channels of education. There are lot many courses available online. There are a lot of study material available online. It is your willpower, what you want to do, how you want to access. You are moving to a concept of DIY, do it yourself. So you have to do it for yourself. You have number of options available for you, how you explore and how much you achieve, how much you learn, it completely depends upon you. Then This is a career confusion chart which we always show to the students, that whether you want to go for engineering course, you want to become a pilot, you want to become a lawyer, you want to become a doctor or an architect, what is your career? This question is almost unanswered by students. Even sometimes parents also struggle to answer these questions. Or majority of parents just want their students to become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. But have we really asked with the students what they want to do? Have we ever tried to understand what skills students possess? So let us not find the kind of skills they possess firstly, and then secondly plan the courses, thirdly then make a checklist, and finally make the student enter in a course which matches the aptitude and key skills. So this is a very interesting theory of personality. I mean, Holland says every person has a distinct personality. So depending upon your personality traits, there are a number of occupations. So firstly, we talk about a realistic personality, which is considered to be more pragmatic in nature, very practical in nature. So people like these must enter sectors like manufacturing, sectors like which can give you concrete results, wherein you can apply your decision making ability. Then second personality, investigative. They're very analytical in nature. They're very independent in nature. They do not rely on people. So scientists, economics, mathematicians, they possess the skill of investigation. Social people who are very they're very good on interpersonal skills, communication skills, and they gel up with people very well. So if you're able to gel up with people very well, so it's better you join a profession wherein you can do consulting, you can do counseling, you can teach people, you can become a teacher or probably a lecturer, or you can join social work. And I would also say, if you're social in nature, you should also join sectors like mass communication and journalism. You need to be very extrovert in such sectors. Then comes the personality type, which is conventional. Conventional means a person likes to do a monotonous job. The person is not liking the challenges. So whenever any day-to-day challenges are given to a personality like this personality will struggle in completing the job. So therefore, banking sector is one sector. Definitely every sector comes with challenges. I don't want to say that banking sector will never have challenges. Every sector has challenges, but the nature of jobs, some jobs have more challenges. Let us talk about lawyers, let us talk about doctors, scientists, or surgeons. I mean, they have more challenges in their profession in comparison to people working in the admin, people working in the back end, working in the operations. So they will have comparatively less challenges. So their nature of job is very monotonous. They have to go, they have to perform the task, they have to be given deadlines. They cannot make their own deadlines. They work on the deadlines which are being given to them. So such people, they are very efficient, but they are able to only work when the guidelines are given to them. Then comes the next personality, which is enterprising. Enterprising personality is very positive, optimistic, and they're very ambitious and they're full of energy. So since they're full of energy, people like these must join sectors like mass communication, journalism, law, even sales and marketing is a very good field for them. Marketing is a very dynamic field. You can join number of branches in marketing. And finally, some people possess skills which are related to their aesthetics, matching the colors, building colors, using bold colors, splash of colors, designs, sketches, tricking. So they are people which have artistic personalities. They're very imaginative in nature. They're very creative. So such people must enter a sector like fashion, sectors like interior design. I mean, these are some good sectors, and these are upcoming sectors. I mean, you can join music industry if you have good skills over the vocal music. So sectors which demand a lot of creativity, imagination, and a lot of the people with potential of aesthetic sense must join such sectors. So then I come on to the factors. So we always talk about our skills. We always talk about asking about yourself, checking on yourself. We never talk about these skills, or we never talk about the skills what colleges possess. So identifying a right college, right university is very important. And so finally, I should say you should identify a right educational institution. So there are a number of factors which I'll run through. Firstly, the accreditations and recognitions. Yes, my dear students, it's very important to understand what is an accreditation. The course should be duly approved from Government of India, firstly. Secondly, whatever course you are opting for, there are a number of bodies which rank colleges and universities. There are a number of regulatory bodies like AICT, UGC. AICT used to be a regulator, now it has become a facilitator, and more than 10,000 colleges are recognized by AICT. They recognize the course contents. They actually approve the courses in the country. Then we have bodies like NAC, which actually give rankings to the colleges, and they give rankings on the basis of their students, the kind of students they uh, choose for their. They are selected after the rigorous GDPIs or rigorous entrance exam procedures. Secondly, now on the basis of the faculty, on the basis of the research, consultancy projects taken up by the colleges. And then comes the body which is called National Board of Accreditation, which actually what it does, it recognizes the colleges which are providing higher education. So you're moving towards the graduation, and then you will go for higher education. So you need to take care of these bodies. If you are taking admission in a university, you should always take care whether it is a private university or a government university, it should be recognized by UGC. So such courses are considered to be valid and credible courses in the country. Secondly, faculty background. Faculty background plays a very important role. They are actually the bridging gap between the academics and the industry. So please go to the website of every college. Every college today maintains the website. They have they have also participated in a number of forums. You can check their rankings. You can check their ratings online. So there's a lot of information available online. You don't have to run, or you don't have to travel to any college. You go to Google, you type a college name, you'll find plenty of information regarding the college uh, activities, college faculty, college placements, and you can understand everything from there. So faculty background, what is the industry experience of faculty, what is the academic experience of faculty, what projects currently they are doing, what they have done in the past. It helps you to understand that they will be ultimately transferring their skills to you. Choosing the college, so faculty becomes the pioneers actually. Then thirdly comes the fee structure. Many people says, why are you talking about fee structure? Yes, for next 4 years you're planning your education, so the cost is very important thing. Try to identify a college which can give you good return on investment. If you're spending 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs in just in your graduation, and you're not able to get a placement up to 20 lakhs, then your return on investment on a particular course is very less. So try to take up courses which are as per your budgets. Every individual, every family belongs to a particular income group and has decided a fee structure or decided an expense over education. So match your expenses with the fee structures of the colleges. So try to identify colleges which match your budget or which match your expenditure planning. Then results of the passed out batches, I mean, they should be gold medalists or probably some result holders in the university. So this will make you understand. You have to get a feel of the college. The peer group is actually your competition. Peer group is actually will help you to understand, to grow. They will nurture your skills. The peer group only helps you to overcome all the current obstacles. They will give you exposure. So understand the people who have passed out and understand the people who are coming to take admission over there. Then comes infrastructure. Infrastructure plays a very important role. They provide, if you talk about you in the infrastructure, I'm not talking about the number of benches or number of ACs or number of I mean, probably number of cafeterias. I am here talking about the infrastructure, which I talk about library. Library should have all digital resources. I mean, you cannot confine yourself to a physical library. We are entering into an environment where everything has to be done digital. So you should have digital library services. The library should have an access to number of national and international journals of repute, because you cannot confine your education to just to textbooks. You need to have information about every research going around in your area of specialization. Then comes location of the institute. This is very important. This is of one of the utmost importance, because you are traveling to a college for next 4.5 years, or probably 5 years. If you take some integrated course, it comes out of 5 years. If you go for engineering, 4 years. If you go for your BBA, BCA courses, they're of 3 years. So you will be traveling 3 years to a particular college. So your travel time actually impacts your productivity. So try to take up a college which is a good college, which has all the necessary accreditations. If one college is just in 10 meters radius or 50 meters radius, and there's another college which has 2 or 2.5 hours run, and they're offering similar course content, so it's better. It's wise to choose a college which is near to you, because ultimately you have to study in next 3 years. You don't have to only travel for next 3-4 years. Next comes course curriculum. I am talking about industry ready professionals. You will become industry ready only if the course curriculum is as per the industry standards. The academic activities, the curricular activities, the corporate interface, workshops, seminars, they are being conducted in synchronization with the industry requirements. Then very important, corporate interface. You have to check what is the professional network of your college, how many conferences they are conducting, what kind of people are coming to the colleges, what kind of people are coming to train you, what kind of workshops are being conducted, what kind of development programs are being offered by the colleges. Because this corporate interface will give you an idea of what kind of job environment would be. So you have to understand that people, or the delegates, or the professionals which are coming to the college, they would be your employers one day. So you need to understand industry from them. So if the college has good contacts, it has good alumni network, it has good industry network, then it is worth joining the college. Then comes rankings and awards. Definitely rankings and awards matter. I would not only talk about the number of awards which have been conferred to a particular university or a college. You people are wise enough to check information online. There are a number of ranking agencies which give you top colleges across India, across a particular state also. And finally, I come on to the placement records, which are the key. So you have to see, whenever you join a college or before joining a college, when you are in a process of identifying information about the college, majority of the colleges say we give you 100% placements. I always ask students, please don't go by the statements. No college can give you 100% placement. They can only give you 100% placement assistance. They will give you a platform. They will have campus recruitments. They will have campus placements in the college. It is your potential ultimately, how you are performing in the interviews, how you are performing in the aptitude test. No company will take you on the basis of the college you have selected. They will take you on the basis of the skills, on the basis of your knowledge which you are possessing. If you're lacking anything which the industry requires, they will never recruit you. So placement records matters when it matters. What is the package, highest package? What has been the average package? How many students were able to get placements from the college? So how many companies visited the college in a particular year, and what have been the placement records from past 5 years? So if you talk about bodies like NAC or NIRF, what they are doing, they are giving ranking to the colleges on the basis of the placements they have done, number of students they have employed in the industry. So if you talk about a college is a feeder. We are feeding you with the industry requirements, and industry is being fed by you. So we have to create good feeders so that you become employable. So these many factors play a very important role before selecting a college. So make a note of it, and please keep on checking about the college information online from all the number of forums from the website, so that you are able to have good amount of information before making a final decision. And always compare the colleges. uh, Shortlist 2 3 colleges, make a checklist of 5 6 colleges, shortlist 2 colleges or 3 colleges, then compare the colleges. Then finally, during the lockdown, I would want to give tips to all the students. Please utilize this time, be productive. There are number of quizzes which are happening online, number of mobile apps and websites, they're hosting quizzes, aptitude tests. Please take up all of them, test your academic capabilities, test your aptitude skills, do your personality test, take a career selection test, what career you want to go into, go for mock interviews. There are a number of websites which are offering you mock interviews. And I would suggest you to take number of uh, tests like DMIT test. DMIT test is basically a scientific test. It is which is based on your fingerprints, which help you to access what you are. They actually tell you what kind of profession you should join. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So they give a complete SWOT analysis of yourself. So strengths, weaknesses, what opportunities you can have, what threats can be in future, what can be your obstacles. Then you need to do your complete SWOT analysis also. So when you do a SWOT analysis, you need to do a career planning test. So take career planning test. The kind of tests available online is called MARG test, MARG test, which is a very famous test. You can go on the website and you can take it. So try to understand yourself, utilize your time. Don't panic right now, because actually you have received a lot of time now. Now you have a lot of time to check on the number of courses, check on the number of course contents available. You have to always take care that whatever you are selecting has to be right. You should not be sorry about the decision which you made right now. Finally, the parents, since everybody is in a lockdown, parents also have plenty of time right now. So I would want to say parents that a recent study says that 95% of students are only aware of 5 or 6 professional courses when there are number of courses available. So please sit down with your children, shortlist professions for them as per their personalities, make them take personality tests, understand their skills, identify the courses depending upon the professions you have shortlisted for them. Then of course you have a better exposure towards colleges. You're meeting more people, you interact with lot many people, so you have more capacity to understand what colleges are offering, what are the course contents, and you can help students to still select the courses. Then very important, as of now everybody knows that all the competitive exams of engineering, medical, they have been postponed. So that's okay. If it has been postponed, ultimately they will happen. So but you have to be prepared for those entrance exams. Please take up all the mock tests, all the preparation tests which are available online. Gather information about the entrance exams, when they are happening, the key details, the last date of registration, which AICT has also said that they have extended the last date of registration or last date of admission till 31st of August. So you have plenty of time to do your research. Finally, there's a lot of online study material available. So you don't have to panic. You don't have to wait for any institution or a coaching institute to get open. What you have to do is actually you have to identify the number of websites which are offering you free study material. If not free, you can also buy them on subscription basis. Take professional career counseling help. There are a number of online career counselors available. They will listen to you, they will hear to you, they will address your queries. Not only this, the colleges have also come up with their 24/7 online chats. You drop them a message, they will get back to you. They will give you introduction about their course. And if you are trying, I mean, this is a very good opportunity. What colleges have done, since people have a lot of free time available with them and they can do a lot of research, what they have done, they are giving you trial sessions. So you can also take trial sessions on the courses which you want to offer. So it's a kind of pilot course. So if you join these free classes for 4 days or 5 days, you'll get an idea what you're going to study for next 3-4 years. Finally, I would conclude my presentation by saying that you should select your course wisely. How you can select? Firstly, connect with your peer group. Know what is happening around you. What are the courses available? What are the colleges available? What are the universities available? What are they offering you? Do a thorough research about them. Since you have plenty of time, utilize this time. Make a checklist. Finally, select the main college, main course, and the industry which you want to go into. Please don't keep on switching your industries. After 2 years, you're working in aviation, or then you move to ground, then you move to a different sector. Please try to make a career in the same sector. Then only you will be able to see yourself at a position which you thought of 10 years ago. Finally, I would want to say at this particular time, don't limit yourself. Get information from online sources, think differently, try new things, redefine your career goals, know yourself, focus on the skills you have, find a good mentor for yourself, and finally, opt for a good course, which will give you a good career.
And I take this opportunity to thank you, ma'am, for helping students and with this grateful content, which is and should be actually paid. So, if you have anything, any query, any questions, you can always comment below, and we'll try to answer it ASAP. And then don't miss to check out the websites of Costume 360 and Speak Out Solutions, and we'll be posting these type of sessions with you.
Thank you so much. The
Okay,
pleasure was mine. I'm extremely
stay safe.
grateful to the organizers.
Yeah.
Same to you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.